I'm Jeffy Lube. We're working on the 1985 RZ350. The RZ350 was the last street legal two-stroke that was sold in the United States. So this is actually a 350cc twin-cylinder two-stroke with power valves. So this actually has a electronically controlled exhaust valve that changes port timing based on the RPM and the load of the engine. This allows for better low-end torque, but also peak horsepower, which is what two-strokes are known for, getting on the pipe, as they say, or the power band. Today we're going to be installing a Solo Cowl, which I have been looking for almost the entire time I've owned this motorcycle. This is a reproduction piece from China. It is a pretty close match to the paintwork that's on here. And honestly, overall, the quality is pretty decent. It's not the best paintwork that I've ever seen, and it's not pearl white like the rest of the bike, but it looks pretty good. Decals look accurate. The one thing I had to buy separately was this Solo seat pad. This was actually not included with the seat. Also, this seat is missing the back rings to help attach it around the turn signals, and we'll get to that here in a second. So we're going to go ahead and start dismantling. First, you got to pop off the seat, take off the rear cowl and grab bar, and move on from there. To remove the seat, you'll take the key, put it in the hole here, and there's two little tabs underneath. You'll do the same on this side, which will then show what's underneath the seat. We'll be removing the grab bar and associated cowling, and to do this, we need to take the side panels off. If you don't know anything about these bikes, they're extremely lightweight, weighing in at 360 pounds wet when they were brand new. That's with a full tank of gas and all fluids in it. This bike is slightly modified with a built motor from Bill Wilson Performance out of Lee Summit. It also has the catalytic converter delete. I have expansion chambers on here that are Toomey products. That alone saves almost 20 to 30 pounds off the wet weight. I've also gone with a lithium ion battery for even more lightness. And if you notice, this bike does not have a start button, kickstart only. To remove this rear cowling and grab bar, 10mm bolts up front, 13s in the back. So this Solo Cowl mounts in a different manner than a traditional one on a modern sport bike. On the stock seat, there's actually two holes that need to be punched just behind the seat latch. And you can actually see these from the bottom of the seat where this attaches in. So you'll put one bracket here, one on the other side. You'll zip that in with a Allen head screw. And I want to give a big shout out to the dude, as he's known on the internet, for actually getting me a set of these brackets. There are other companies out there that make metal brackets similar to OEM. He uses fiberglass, so lighter weight. These are fairly strong. Now, what happened is back in 2017, I purchased these and I didn't realize they were two of the same side. I contacted him after I acquired this cowl a few months ago and said, hey, can you get me another set? He obliged, sent me two of the other side and got them to me. Great piece. He includes all the hardware that's required. Really, this is a true bolt-on operation. So we'll show that here now. As always, start finger tight and then go ahead and put these in. Don't get them too tight. We'll need to have a little bit of wiggle room to make sure that this cowl fits properly. Let's go ahead and test fit the cowl. In order to get this cowl on, I did need to get it on a surface where this could hang out. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and fit this on the bike now. I've got this all attached. We're ready to test fit. So the Solo Cowl is fitted. I will say the fitment is okay at best. If you look, this side has a huge gap. This is very tight to the tail light. The keyhole little off center, not bad. But overall, it looks really good. For the amount of money that I spent on this, to not have to paint, to not have to do graphics, it almost is perfect from the lineup of all the decals. How these are held on from the factory is there's two little clips underneath the Solo Cowl right back here. And from there, you have rubber bands that actually attach this and suck this down on the bottom of the seat. So we're gonna go ahead and maybe install those and see if I can get this a little bit tighter. So one thing to keep in mind is you will need to have some kind of a hook here. And I use the command hook, which is seen right here. And you actually roll the O-ring over the tail light and attach it to the hook. Did the same thing on the other side. Use the command hook and double-sided tape, so it should be strong. This pulled it in a little bit, but not as much as I would have liked. So the fitment is not 100%, but pretty good for a Chinese knockoff. Now for the seat pad, this one has studs instead of the stock one that has plastic tabs that fit in here with a press fit. This is pretty sturdy, but I'm gonna go ahead and wrap these in electrical tape. There's no way I'll be able to get a nut on with this on. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap these in electrical tape to have a press fit, and we'll get this on. So in about 30 minutes, you can have this fully installed. Like I mentioned, some of the gaps aren't 100%, especially on the rear. This is bulged out a little bit, but overall, it fits pretty well for a $200 knockoff. And it's way better than spending $1,200 on a brand new Solo Cowl or a used one that's gonna have issues with the fiberglass. It's a very nice piece, pretty sturdy. I've heard if you drop them on the floor, they will break, but it's two pieces bonded together, and the paintwork is decent. There is some more orange peel and whatnot, but overall, for what I'm looking for here, this is a survivor. This is not a museum piece by any means. It's fitting good. Now, if only we could get knockoff tanks that were halfway decent, that'd be great. But this totally changes the look of the bike. It really does make it look more like a modern sport bike with that single solo seat, even though it's still the stock seat, just covered up. Looks great. Thanks for tuning in to Jeffy Lube and watching me work on some of these great beasts. If you notice, I have a lot of two-stroke jet skis, everything. Huge Yamaha fan. And they just work, man. Let this sit all winter. 3 kicks, starts right up. Just can't beat that. So I'll probably have some more content on this, coming out later. But for right now, this will be it for the rest of the riding season. Thanks for joining. Click like, share, subscribe. It's much appreciated for the channel. Thanks.